Oh, hit me again, I dare you. I'll make you know.
We're in Parashat.
Stop, I'm Jewish.
Good evening.
Guys, it started.
We're in Parashat Vayigash. Vayigash elav Yehuda. And Yehuda approaches Yosef. Yes, we are 2 weeks away from Shemot, guys. 2 weeks. Wow.
Who approaches Yosef?
Who?
Who approaches?
Yehuda approaches Yosef.
Brother Yehuda.
Vayomer, and he says to him, Bi Adoni, my master. Yedaber na avdecha davar beoznei Adoni. Let your servant say something in your ears. And don't be upset at what I say, because you are like Pharaoh. Don't be upset at what I say because you are like Pharaoh. You know what Rashi's telling us? Rashi says Yehuda's telling Yosef, don't be upset. You know why? Because I'm about to get all down and dirty. I'm about to start saying mean things to you. However, before I start, you're like Pharaoh. You know what it means like Pharaoh? Rashi says in the name of the Midrash, Rashi says you're like Pharaoh. That what? You're great. You're like Pharaoh. You're the Melech. Right? Let me find it for you inside. You're important in my eyes like a king. This is what Yosef says to him. And then in the end, you know what it means? You are like Pharaoh. I will kill you. That's what he tells him.
Like he's going to kill Pharaoh?
If you mess with me, I will kill you and your master. You know what we learn from this? We learn a lesson of how to rebuke someone. When you rebuke someone, you don't come to them and say, hey, you're a good for nothing. When I was your age, I was married. When I was your age, I had kids. I had a business. If you say this to people, you're not going to help anyone. When you rebuke someone, you know how you rebuke them? Oh, wow, Yaakov, you're so great. Wow. I would never expect a guy of your caliber to do such things. Never. That's it. You got him. The guy's going to stop doing whatever it is. Why? Because you brought him up. You said you're great. If you say you're a noshud, you're a big fat zero. How could you mess up? You think the guy's going to say, yeah, you're right, I'm a big fat zero. He's going to say that? He's going to say, I'm a zero. You're a zero. He's going to attack you. Yehuda is teaching us, guys, you want to rebuke someone? You're like Pharaoh. You got to build him up. You got to say you're important. Yehuda, I love you. Yosef, I love you. You're great. But if you mess with me, I will take you down. This is how you rebuke someone. You tell him, listen, you're great, you're awesome. It's not proper for a Jew to act this way. A guy like you eats not kosher food. Does not make any sense. You're like, come on, this is gross. If you knew what they put into it, would a king eat such a thing? Would a prince eat it? No. You're a prince. You're the son of Hashem. How could you eat such things? You build him up. And the guy's going to say, yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. Ki kamocha ki paro. Now we have a question. Why all of a sudden Yehuda gets up, the Midrash tells us he went Super Saiyan. I apologize for those who don't know what that is. Yehuda, I don't either. Yehuda had a hair, right? It says he had a hair. Keneged libo, by his heart. He had 5 garments, and it would pierce through all 5 garments. It would rip through all his shirts. Yehuda's hair. When? When he got upset. It says he would grind metal into dust, right? That's how upset he would become, Yehuda, and that's how strong he was. Yosef, when he sees Yehuda's getting all upset, what does Yosef do? Yosef, he says, yo, I got to calm this guy down. How am I going to calm him down? He had a pillar of marble, Yosef. The pillar to his throne. He kicked it, he shattered it into dust. Into dust, the Midrash says. That's how strong Yosef was. He's trying to calm Yehuda down. But Yehuda's all of a sudden, he's going crazy. The hair comes out. Yosef sees it. And Yehuda says in Hebrew, if this guy messes with us, we're going to kill him. We're going to kill Pharaoh. We're going to wipe out Egypt. And Yosef understands everything. The translator's not in the room. So Yehuda thinks he doesn't understand. Yosef understands. But before we go into Yosef and the brothers, I want to ask a simple question. In last week's parasha, they said as follows. If any of us stole it, we'll put him to death and we'll all be slaves to you. That's what they said? Yosef said, listen, you don't need to put anyone to death. You don't need to put anyone to death. Just the person who stole it, he's going to be the guy who's what? He's going to be the slave. You know, by the Goyim, if you steal, the punishment is death. By the Goyim. By the Jews, if you steal, the punishment is you either pay double or you go and sell yourself to slavery. Right? So Yehuda is telling Yosef, if you find that someone stole it, we're going to kill him. He's going by the laws of Yosef. He thinks Yosef's an Egyptian. Yosef is telling him by Yehuda's laws, you're a Jew. Whoever steals it's going to be sold. He's going to be my slave. Now I have a question for you, Yosef. My question is as follows. Imagine I tell you, look, if you find it on me or on anyone, all of us are going to be your slaves. In the end, they found it. And Yosef says, all of you guys can go home. Just this guy's going to stick around. You'd say, great, right? If we were ready to be, all of us were ready to be slaves. Now he's saying all of you guys are free to go. Just this guy's going to be a slave. So I don't understand something. Why all of a sudden Yehuda's going all crazy? I'm going to kill you. He's getting...
He wants to bring back Binyamin?
Fantastic. You said already that all of you guys are going to be slaves.
Okay.
Including Binyamin.
He's going to lose Halam. No.
Now all of a sudden, he said all of us are going to be slaves, right?
Okay, so he doesn't want to.
Now all of a sudden, no. You know why? Because Yehuda knows what is our sin. The whole time the situation's going about,
So Yosef, what happened?
they're thinking to themselves, Ruvain is saying, guys, why I told you guys, don't harm the yele, don't harm the lad. The whole time they were thinking this is happening to us because of Yosef. One guy was not involved in the selling of Yosef. Who wasn't involved?
Reuven.
Binyamin.
And Reuven, no?
Reuven wasn't involved, you're right. But he was responsible for throwing him in the pit. Don't kill him. Throw him in.
He didn't get punished. He was involved, yes.
You're right. And Asara Ruge Malchut, but that's a different story for now. But as we were saying, right. So as we were saying, that Binyamin wasn't involved at all. So I don't understand something. Binyamin never sinned. And you're saying Binyamin's going to be the one to be the slave. Shows that something's wrong here. Yehuda said, now I know it's not from heaven. You know, Yehuda had the power in the beginning to say, yo, we're going to kill you guys. We're not going to be slaves, but no. He said, if we're supposed to be sold as slaves, it's the Gezerah of Hashem. Hashem wants it to be this way. Sometimes it's tzaddikim. They have a power to undo what Hashem wants, but they say if Hashem wants it like this, we'll take it. What's an example? It says when the Romans were coming to kill the 10 rabbis. You know the 10 rabbis who died? They're called Asara Harugei Malchut. 10 holy rabbis were killed. Rabbi Akiva was one of them. Rabbi Akiva says, I have the power with one word to make them all fry to ashes. But he says, I have to know, is this a gezerah from Hashem or not? He went upstairs, so to speak, and he asked in the Shamayim. He said, is this a gezerah from heaven? They said, it's a gezerah. He said, if this is what Hashem wants, I'm ready to accept it. Are you kidding me? They raked him to death. You know what it is to get raked to death? Chas v'shalom.
Crazy.
Imagine getting stabbed with a fork. It's tremendous pain. He had the power to get away from it. Hashem gave him the key. Could say one Shema Meforash, burn them all.
Right?
Kept quiet. Why? This is what Hashem wants. It's the same thing with Yehuda. Yehuda says, listen, we have a power to beat all of them. However, we sold Yosef. We need this to fix us. This is going to be the fixation of our sin. But now that you're saying we're all free to go and it's just him, he wasn't involved. If he wasn't involved, now I know it's not from Shamayim. I know you're just making this whole story up, Yosef. If Yosef is making a whole story up, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go against him. We're going to take him to the ground. Yehuda says to Naphtali, Naphtali, go count the cities. Naphtali goes, counts 12 cities. 12 cities he counted. Yehuda says, fantastic. Each one of you are going to take one city. I'm going to take 3 cities. We're going to wipe them out. That's what Yehuda said. When Yosef heard this, he says, Habib, please, guys, everyone out. He kicks all the Egyptians out. Why does he kick them out?
He wanted to reveal himself.
He wants to reveal. So what? Reveal yourself. No, he doesn't want to embarrass the brothers. Can you imagine? Yosef, he's about to die. When Yehuda started screaming, it says 400 parasah, the voice went. His deaf nephew in Canaan heard the voice. He had a nephew named Hushim. He was deaf and he heard the voice. And he started to roar also, like a hyena, the Midrash says. Yehuda is roaring like a lion, and the other one, Hushim, is roaring like a hyena. The deaf one heard it.
Wow.
Can you imagine the power of Yehuda? Yosef, you're about to die. Everyone leave the room. What leave the room? He's about to kill you. Leave the room. Until everyone walked out, only then he revealed it. From here we learn the power of not embarrassing another Jew. You have something to say. He's about to get killed, the guy. If he gets killed, his father is never going to see him. Nobody even knows this is Yosef. Who knows who he is? Who is this? Tzafnat Ba'aneach, the revealer of secrets. Who knows who this guy is? Nobody knows who he is. Their brothers would never know. Nobody would ever know who he is. His father would never see him. He puts that all on the line. You know why? Because he doesn't want to embarrass his brothers. You know, there's a midrash that says that 17 years his father was in Goshen. Yosef never went to visit him.
Wow.
Never went to visit him. Why? Because he knew as soon as he went to visit him, if he would get one-on-one time with him, he would never want to visit him alone. If he got one-on-one time with him, his father would say, no, where'd you go? What happened to you? Yosef never wrote a letter home. He never says, yo, dad, these 11 boys you got over here, look at what they did to me. He never did it. You know why? He says, I don't want to embarrass my brother. Are you kidding me?
Never found out?
Never found out. According to this midrash.
Okay. How about according to
I don't know the other midrashim. This
He
midrash
couldn't tell about the Ruach HaKodesh. He couldn't tell.
couldn't tell. He was locked. Couldn't tell. The point is, we don't embarrass someone. You don't embarrass someone. The guy's about to get killed. His father's never going to see him again. Everyone out of the room. Only after everyone left, then he revealed. He says, Ani Yosef, our rabbis teach us. You know, Nathan, we live a life, right? How old are we now? Let's say 35. No, I'm kidding. Everyone according to his own age in the room, right? One more and one less. You know, when Joseph said, I am Yosef, you know what happened to the brothers?
He died.
They had a mini heart attack.
Yeah.
It was you're Yosef? They were in a state of shock. They couldn't believe it. You know, our rabbis teach us, after 120 years, we're going to have the same scenario. We're going to come upstairs. God's going to say, Ani Hashem, I am God. And each one of us is going to be, what? Really? No. I'm really dead. Like, no, can I get a second chance? Can you really send me back? Can you give me another chance? Don't do this to me, right? Please, give me one more chance. This is the scariest moment in a person's life, but it's not even his life already. When we come in front of Hashem, we will have no excuses. What are you going to say already? Imagine Hashem reads through you, He sees through you. People were scared to go visit the Baba Sali. They were scared to go visit the Stipler. Why? Because they could see everything, what you did, who you did, everything. Right? All actions you did, everything you said, everything they can tell. The tzaddikim, they were scared to go visit the Stipler. In front of Hashem, Hashem could see Bochen Klayot Valev. He could see what your kidneys are, everything. X-ray. He knows why you did it, how you did it. What are we going to say? What excuse are we going to give to Hashem? Why didn't I come to a Torah class? I was busy. You know, I heard someone, one of the speakers saying, he says, I have guys, sometimes they drive 2-3 hours to come to a class. From other states, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, I don't know, from wherever. He says, today, you could have a shul over here, across the street, the guy lives, you won't cross the street. Why? I'll watch you online. I'll watch you online, they don't want to come. What are we going to answer? What are we going to say? What excuse are we going to have? Why didn't you come? Why didn't you make time? What excuse? Who has a good excuse today?
There's no excuses.
There's no excuses.
No.
That's why we come. We try to be better. We know that. Listen, when I come and when you come, it's not to do someone else a favor. It's for myself. I'm living this life for what? Just to make another buck. This is what I'm doing here. It's to make another dollar, to build a nice house, put another marble, another brick, another I don't know what. Huh? Another lion on the front. And then they say, Rabbi, Chimi Ayin Hara, please give me a chamsa. Put an eye in your house. Something against Ayin Hara. Like, dude, look at the size of your house. What I know? You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have thought about that before. They make houses that glow in the dark today. You know what I'm saying? How they glow in the dark. Some houses. And they say, please, Ayin Hara, Ayin Hara. What Ayin Hara? Of course Ayin Hara. You know what I'm saying? Like, you did this to yourself. A person has to be very careful. They say you want blessing in life, you have to be discreet. As soon as you go public, you lose blessing. There was a guy in the days of the Vilna Gaon. He was blurting a lot of things out. Blurting a lot of things. I know what's in this book. I know what's in this book. I know what's in this book. The rabbi said, come, you know what's in this book? He tied the book with a string. He made a double knot around it. He says, what's in this book? Checkmate. I don't know. He says, come give me another book. He tied the book with a double knot. He says, what's in this book? I don't know. So they said, Rabbi, how did you know he knows everything. Why doesn't he know this? He says, we know the powers of magic. They have no power over something that's double knotted. They don't have a power. They don't have a power. So this guy had no power. We know his power is from the negativity. However, this guy, he was saying, Rabbi, you should know you're number 3 in the world. You're number 3 in the entire world. You're number 3 ranking. Imagine. Number 3 person in the world. There's 7 billion people. You're number 3. The world stands on you. You're one of the 36 tzaddikim. I always tell people, if you were one of the 36, you'd have to be 37. I'm kidding. You wouldn't make it to the 36. But the point is, he was number 3 on the list. So they asked him, why is the rabbi number 3 and not number 1? You know why the rabbi was number 3? Because he's famous. The whole world knows him. When you become famous, you get publicity. You lose rank, so to speak. You can't produce so much anymore. You lose rank. So back to what we were saying, guys. It's better not to embarrass your brothers, not to embarrass your fellows. It's better to, chas v'shalom, risk a life. This is what Yosef was doing. He was risking his life. We know last week's parasha, a few weeks ago, Tamar was being taken out to be killed. Vehimut said she's being taken out to be killed. No touch. She's being taken out to be killed, and what happens is, as she's being taken out to be killed, you know what I would do? It's your baby. You are the father. She takes the whatever it was, the signet that he gave her. She says, whoever this belongs to, this is his child. She gave Yehuda the chance. For all she knows, Yehuda could say, I don't know what this lady's talking about. Go throw her in the fire. Finished. Yehuda happened to have been a man. He says, Tzadka mimeni. She's right. But the Gemara says, It's better, we learn from Tamar, it's better to be thrown into a hot furnace and don't embarrass your friend in public. Sometimes we make names to people. We call them this and we call them that. Right? We make fun of people. You know, when my son was born, we were going through names. Every name we proposed, someone in my family says, no, you can't name him that. Why? They're going to call him this. What about this name? You can't name him that. They're going to call him this. Every single name. And I thought to myself, no, who's going to call him that? And now I started dealing a lot with younger guys. One guy's name is, I don't want to give too many examples. Maybe they're going to watch this shiur. But they make, out of any name, any name, they make nicknames out of them. You know, nicknames hurt. Nicknames hurt. We can't do this to people. So we learned a few things so far. Number one, any bad thing that happens to you, you have to think, what did I do in order to deserve this? This is what Yehuda was doing. He said, what did I do? Shimon, you want to be on camera? He says, what did I do to deserve this? This is what he said. What did I do to deserve it? And only when they said it was Binyamin, he said, Binyamin is innocent. Now I'm going to go against you. In any situation in life, Shimon, smile. Here, right there. In any situation in life, a person has to know that no matter what happens to you, you have to think, what did I do in order to deserve this? Meaning, how can I fix myself? You're walking on the street, someone drives by you, splashes you. Right?
I saw that thing.
You're sitting there, you're upset, like, yo, I'm gonna kill, like, how could this guy do this to me, right? What's this guy's problem?
Splashes. If they said a car hits you, I saw someone get hit by a car.
Even a car hits you.
Wow.
You have to know, why did this happen to me? If I crossed the street 1 second earlier or 1 second later, this would not happen. Now I crossed, now I got hit, chas v'shalom. Now this happened to me. It is his fault. But I have to look at what I did wrong. It's about what I did wrong. The Gemara says in Chulin, En adam nokefetz ba'om milemata, a person doesn't hit his foot in this world, Eleim ken gazur alav milemala, unless they, they decreed it in heaven. You hit your foot, you stubbed your toe, don't get angry. I told you to move your toys. What are you getting angry about? You're right, move your toys. You're right, clean up after yourself. But I have to know if this happened to me, it's because I have something wrong with me. Rabbi Eliyahu Piano was once climbing up the stairs, he fell down. His students came, Rabbi, are you okay? He says, yes, I'm fine. 3 minutes later, Rabbi, are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. So, Rabbi, why aren't you getting up? He says, I'm thinking what I did. Meaning, what did I do wrong in order to get this? How do you say? In order to fall. If this happened to me, it shows that something I did was wrong. The tzaddikim, every scenario that happened in their life, they used to think, what did I do wrong in order to get this? And it's not in a negative, like, why is God doing this to me? No. If it's happening, it means I did something wrong. The chisaron is me. I did something wrong. I need to look into myself. What did I do? Maybe I said something mean to someone. Maybe I didn't say something nice to someone. We have to look into ourselves, and only then we're going to come out and see how we can fix ourselves. Fine. So, Yehuda finally screams. Yosef admits, he says, Ani Yosef, I am Yosef. How Avichai, is my father still alive? And his brothers, at that point, as we said, they were in a tremendous state of shock. And in the end, Yosef, he told them, listen, I'm a Jew. Look at my lashon. Look how I speak. I'm a Jew. I'm your brother, Yosef. They didn't believe him at first. Some say they wanted to kill him. He says, no, I'm truly your brother. I love you, etc. Is my father still alive? Go. Tell my father, Redai elai al ta'amod. Come to me quickly. Don't wait at home. Question is, why doesn't Yosef just send them a package over there? Send your father a package. Why do you need your father to come to Egypt? Yosef wants to show his father, look, Dad, I came to Egypt. I'm in control of the Sar. How do you say the Sar? The ministering angel of Egypt. I got him in my hand. I'm in control of him. Samani Elokim. Hashem placed me to be the master of Paro. You know what it means? It means I'm controlling the angel in heaven. Yosef was in control. Why? Because Egypt represented Ervat Haaretz, the nakedness of the land, the immorality, the impurity. Everything wrong, this is what Egypt represented. Yosef represents the holiness, the Brit Kodesh, to control oneself. This is what Yosef represents. They come, all the brothers come to Egypt. Before the brothers come, we know that Yehuda was sent to start a yeshiva, right? To start a yeshiva. Why do we need a yeshiva for? No? His father sent him to start a yeshiva. You know, there was a rabbi in the Pirkei Avot. They told him, Rabbi, where do you live? He says, I live in Main Street. Come live with me in Las Vegas. The rabbi said, if you give me all the money in the world, I will not come live with you. Why? All the money in the world. Why? Because I will only live in a place of Torah. The halakha says that you have to live in the place of your rabbi. King Solomon, it says he never messed up when his Rebbe was alive. When his Rebbe passed away, then Solomon messed up. It says if someone kills someone accidentally, yeah? If you kill someone accidentally, what happens to you? You have to go to the exile city, right? It's called Galut. Ir Miklat. Yes or no? It says your Rebbe has to go with you. Why? Because you have to live. And without your Rebbe, you cannot live. Yaakov Avinu is teaching us, Yehuda, before you go live somewhere, start a yeshiva, start a kollel, start a bet midrash. From there, Hora'ah needs to come out. People need to know the laws. People need to know how to be Jewish. Today was the last day of Chanukah. It's called Zot Chanukah. Zot Chanukah is a very special day. I'm telling it to you after it's over. Zot Chanukah is connected to Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. We have to know that it's connected to Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. The final Chotem happens on Zot Chanukah. Now look at Yosef's emunah. Yosef says to the brothers, guys, don't be upset that you sold me here. You know why? Hashem wanted me to come here. You know why? Because God wants that I should be here in order to take care of everyone, the entire world. Yosef was in control of taking care of everyone. Yosef, he was the mashbir, he was the sustainer. Two people in the world are called tzaddik. Two people. One is Noach and one is Yosef. Why? Because each one sustained the entire world. Noach sustained the entire world inside the ark, and Yosef sustained the entire world when they were in
Famine.
in Egypt, in famine. And we know that when the brothers came with Yaakov Avinu, the famine stopped. 2 years in, famine stopped. Yosef brings his brothers to meet Pharaoh. How many brothers did he bring? He brought only 5 brothers. Which ones? The skinnier ones. Yosef, I ask you a question.
Which ones?
Why didn't he bring the bigger brolic guys? You should bring Yehuda, bring all the, you know what I'm saying, Kachki, the big guys, huh? Why don't you bring all the strong guys? He brought the skinnier guys. Even though all the brothers were strong.
They're all strong.
Huh? It's because Yosef knows, listen. And you know what you're going to say to Pharaoh? And Pharaoh asks you, what do you guys do for a living? You know what you're going to tell him? Ro'im anachnu, we're shepherds. Why? Because he knows To'eva. Egypt disgusts themselves. They don't like shepherds. So why is Yosef doing this? You know why? Because Yosef knows the secret to survival. He says if you mix into politics, into the goyim, you get mixed with them. If you bring all the big guys, Pharaoh's going to say, you're going to be my right-hand man here, you're going to be my right-hand man here. And all of you guys are going to get into Congress and forget about your religion. Nothing wrong with Congress, God forbid. I'm just telling you that if we come here, 70 people, and we get mixed into the nation right away, there's going to be nothing left of us. Nothing left. He showed them the skinnier brothers. He says, we're shepherds. You know why? Because he knows Pharaoh's going to say, okay, you guys are shepherds, good. Go live in Goshen, over there. Go. Why? He knows when they're alone, when there's no goyim in their midst, they could live in holiness and they could survive. Bil'am gave a blessing, so to speak, to the Jewish nation. Hen am levadad yishkon. It's a nation that dwells alone. When a Jew understands, no matter how much I try to make a goy love me, in the end of the day, he might love me, he might not. You could treat him the best. In the times of the Holocaust, the Jews treated them very nicely, and these goyim were laughing at them and stabbing them in the back. They would say, entrust me with all your jewelry. They would take it away from them. Same goyim that smiled at you. You know what I'm saying? You might try to blend in with them. Change your hairstyles, change your kippah, take it off, put an earring on. Try to blend with them. The more we try to blend with them, the more Hashem makes them hate us. The more you try not to be like the goyim, the more they leave you alone. We think, let me make him my friend. Now you're not allowed to be nasty to a goy. A Jew has a mitzvah, he has to be positive, he has to be nice all the time. If you have a disgusting personality, you're walking chilul Hashem. You're a desecration. The goyim are going to say, this is what Jews are about. They always scream, they always fight, they're always cursing. It's not what Judaism is about. A person has to be careful not to, not to make a chilul Hashem. However, to try to befriend them, to eat with them, to walk with them, to talk with them, to go to the movie theaters with them, to be extra friendly with them. You think it's going to help you? It's not going to help you in the end. In the end, halakha, it's halakha. Esav sonel Yaakov. Esav hates Yaakov. It's halacha. No matter how much you try to do, no matter how much you try to please people, in the end of the day, you're a Jew. There's always an X on you for some reason. Why? Because a big part of it is jealousy. A big part of it, unfortunately, is jealousy. And I heard a shiur of Rabbi Vadia. He says that a person who's great, people are jealous of him. Yosef was great. The brothers were jealous of him. Anytime there's greatness, people are jealous. It's the same thing. Am Yisrael, they're great, right? And there's a lot of jealousy. The other day they pronounced, I don't want to get into world politics. Fine. It says that when Yosef, we're going to finish with this. When Yosef saw Binyamin, he cried, al tzavarav, on his shoulder, and Binyamin cried on Yosef's shoulder. Why is he crying? Because he knows that the Bet HaMikdash is going to be in whose portion? It's going to be in Binyamin's portion. 2 Bet HaMikdashis are going to be in Binyamin's portion. And Binyamin is crying because he knows that the Mishkan, the tabernacle, is going to be in the portion of Yosef, and that's also going to cease to exist. So that's why each one of them cries. In the end, Yaakov Avinu finally comes. He finally comes to Goshen, and he sees his son Yosef. He says, why? I never imagined I would see you.
He thought his son was dead.
He thought he was dead. It says, when they told him Yosef is still alive, he didn't believe them. Only when he saw the agalot, the wagons, that's all. Vatichi, the spirit of Yaakov was revived. Why? Who cares about the agalot? It's not that Yaakov didn't believe them that was Yosef alive or not. Of course he believed him. He didn't believe Yosef was alive. You know what it means alive? He didn't mean he was still spiritual. He didn't believe he was still spiritual. He thought Yosef was dead. What are you telling me he's alive? Who cares? You have a son, a grandson. I don't know what. He has a mohawk, a tape up, a shape up. I don't know what. An earring. He walks like this. He talks like that. He never puts on tefillin. Never keeps Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, he's alive. Is he really alive? The halakha says you're not allowed to speak in front of the dead unless it's matters of the dead. So our rabbis say who are considered dead? People who are not involved in Torah are considered dead. Risha'im are considered dead. You don't speak to a Rasha about life. You don't speak to him. You have to speak to him about stories, about things like that. If you try to tell him, my ox goes your ox, the guy won't understand it. He won't relate to it, right? Sometimes we have a lecture, right? And we get 2-3 guys, they walk in. And they're not exactly holding where we're holding. So I'll take the topic and completely change it. Why? I'll start telling them stories and beautiful things. Why? Because I know this guy, he's not fully alive yet. If I start telling him the halachot and all the deep, intricate things in Judaism, he can't grasp it fully. Can't fully appreciate it. Gotta give him a spark. Gotta give it to him very, very light, so to speak. Hint it to him. Alright? Let's just finish with this point. So only when Yaakov saw the wagons, it says his spirit was revived. Why? Because it's not, is my son Yosef alive or not? He's alive, shkoyach, he's alive. You know what I'm saying? Good, he's alive. Is his spirit alive? When he saw the wagons, he says, the last thing me and Yosef were learning about was called an egla rufa. I'm not going to go and explain to you now what the egla rufa is, but in short, if they find a dead body in the desert or whatever it is, and they don't know who killed him, right? They measured from the 2 closest cities, they see where he's, closer to. That city comes, brings, this egla rufa, and they decapitate this calf. There's many halachot over here. They make a proclamation, we didn't kill this guy. This is what Yaakov was learning with Yosef about. Imagine 22 years later, Yosef sends his father wagons. It doesn't say that Paro sent him wagons. Even though Paro was the one who was in charge of sending him wagons. He said, send your father wagons, etc. It says that he saw the wagons that Yosef sent. You know what it means? He finally understood, my son Yosef, he's in Egypt, he's still alive, he didn't get corrupt. You know, it's the biggest blessing for a parent. When a child remains true to his religion, he doesn't become corrupt. Sometimes I hear people go off campus to college. Where are you going? Over here, over there, everywhere. How many kosher pizzerias you have over there? None. How many kosher food stores you have over there? None. What in the world are you going to eat over there? Danny's Pizza. That's what I'm going to eat. What is that? People go on vacation. Where did you go? Aruba. Where did you go? Caribbean Islands. What did you eat?
Fish.
Fish. Fruits. With bugs, right? So you tell them, listen, Baruch Hashem, you ate fish, right? Fish. Let me ask you a question. First of all, how do you know this fish was kosher? Does it have scales on it? Maybe, maybe not. If it's a fillet, chance it might.
What about fruits?
You know that statistics show. First of all, who are you kidding over here, fruit? Statistics show.
What about the kilim? The fruits are on it.
Statistics, guys, show that 70% of restaurants and food establishments give you what you ask for. 30%, you ask them for a certain fish. 30% of the time, it's not the fish you think you're eating.
It's more than enough.
You think you're eating a sea bass, and they're selling you, I don't know what, catfish, tilapia. 30% of the time, they're selling you the wrong fish. There are lots of not kosher fish on the market. First of all, even if the fish are kosher, where are they cooking it? You're going to say, no, I had them cook it here and there and everywhere. Why make life difficult on yourself? Go to a place where there are Jews. Go to a place where there are shuls. Go to a place where your family could at least spiritually connect a half hour, an hour a day. He wakes up in the morning at 10 o'clock. Where are you going? Theme park. The whole day, no spirituality. Where's your tefillin? I left it at home.
Theme park.
Where's your tefillin? I left it at home. I don't understand. If you were a soldier, you'd be carrying your gun and rifle on you the whole time. You're a soldier of Hashem. How do you not carry your rifle, your tefillin with you? How do you do that? People, they go on vacation, they think I'm on vacation from Judaism. This is what happens.
Rabbi, we cannot judge, you know.
We don't judge, Shimon. That's why we have you. The point is, this is a little off topic. But the idea is, guys, that no matter where a person is, he has to remember, I'm a Jew. I'm a Jew and I have a responsibility to my Creator. I'm never on vacation. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, never day off. No such thing in Judaism. Every day I have to wear my tefillin, I have to keep my Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? We have to fight, we have to continue. This is what Hanukkah represents. That little spark has to live on. Has to live on. I'll tell you guys, or maybe I won't tell you guys. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen. Amen.